Kristaps Porzingis stint on the Mavs. Let's rehash it. Because you see let me see if I can just find a tweet. You see it from time to time. This tweet would go around. It goes viral. Anytime someone posts it, it's the easiest thing to make it go viral. The Mavericks really fumbled this. The Mavericks really fumbled this bag. I can't believe the Mavericks fumbled this. And it's Luka, Jalen Brunson, and Kristaps Porzingis. Now, of course, the Brunson part is not great. Although I've long said, and you know what? Fuck it. I'll continue to say it. Oh, my God. I looked it up. Oh, my God. I looked it up. Who do you think is the tweet I see? Oh, no. I looked up Mavericks fumbled. I can't believe the one that popped up. Retina. What's his bio? SGA MVP, hashtag Thunder Up. Oh, my God. All right. Just ignore this. Oh, man. Okay. So anyways, it's funny because this is, ignore who's tweeting it. This is a tweet you see every now and then, like an NBA meme account tweet out or some shit, right? Easy. Like Mavericks fumbled, maybe Mavericks fumble. I can't believe the Mavericks fumbled this. Like the Mavericks fumble. Anyways, with KP and Luka and Jalen Brunson. The Jalen Brunson one, obviously. I know the Mavericks just 15-peated. Okay, this is just trolling. It's pretty funny. But yes, this is the picture that always gets used. So anyways, the Brunson one is bad, and I will long say that the Brunson thing had to happen for both parties, I think. The KP one, look, KP in the bubble was unbelievable. That was the vision. KP was second team all bubble. You forget that they did that. But he was unbelievable in the bubble, and that was where it was like, oh, fuck. Like, this is exactly what the Mavericks saw. You're trading for, how old was KP at this time? Like 24 years old? You're trading for this 24-year-old who's just blossoming into this beast. Like, here was his bubble stats. Okay, here were his bubble stats for you. In the regular season bubble games, those 8 games at the end, 30 points per game. 30 points per game. Okay. 38% from 3 on 7 attempts per game to go along with 1.5 blocks per game. He was unbelievable. 9.5 rebounds. And was pretty damn good in that playoff series against the Clippers. Game 1 was a complete and total fucking shit show. He gets ejected for no reason in game 1. The Mavs could have won that game if KP doesn't get a bullshit soft-ass ejection in game 1. Okay. He then scores 23 points in game 2, 34 points in game 3. And then what happened? Gets hurt, out for the rest of the series. Mavs had really no chance of winning that series following that. And then what? Then 2021 comes around. And KP spends most of the season. Came into the, what injury was he dealing with to start the season? I couldn't remember. Comes into the season after coming off of an injury, has several different stints where he doesn't play, enters the playoffs sort of recovering from an injury. And then in the playoffs, that series, 7-game series against the Clippers, Luka battling his ass off, playing one of the better series you'll ever see a player play. Just needed somebody to join along. Just needed one person to come along for the ride. And you want to know who it was for most of the time? You want to know who followed him? Who was like the only fucking guy who said, all right, Luka, let's go to war together? Tim Hardaway Jr. That's why I will always have some respect for Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr. You want to know whose sorry ass didn't? Huh? You want to know whose sorry ass did not come along for the ride? Kristaps Porzingis. 13 points per game in that series. 29% from three. What's even more sad and pathetic to me, moping around all fucking game. Couldn't post up Rajon Rondo. Couldn't post up Rajon Rondo. Which, is funny because now he's turned into just this elite, unguardable post player. But couldn't post up Rajon Rondo. Didn't Carlisle tell him just to stand in the corner? Yes, he did. And let's avoid any revisionist history here. He did that because KP was so fucking sorry in this series. Just go space the floor in the corner and cut every now and then. Since your ass can't post up Rajon Rondo. And that was that. And from that moment forward, I said, get rid of this guy, please. This guy cannot be a foundational building block for you moving forward. And I'm happy they did it. There was no KP fumble, okay? The Mavericks did not fumble KP. What is going on here? The Mavericks did not fumble KP. Came into the next season, and I could be wrong, but he entered next season with, what was it, like a face injury? Missed a huge chunk of time in January. No surprise there at all. Then got injured again right before the trade deadline. Mavericks got rid of his ass. Got rid of his ass. He just dropped 30 points. Okay, so then he gets traded, right? He gets traded to the Wizards, does fine on the Wizards, whatever. Then he gets traded to the Celtics. Look, the Celtics are a perfect place for him. Why are the Celtics a perfect place for him? You're wondering. Because he can miss games and it doesn't matter. He can go prolonged stretches of missing games. He can go a 5 to 10 game stretch of just coming back from an injury, working his way back into shape, him maybe not being as efficient as you would want because he's on the fucking Boston Celtics. The Dallas Mavericks were not the Boston Celtics, okay? They traded for him to be the number 2. They traded for him to be a secondary all-star next to Luka. His ass wasn't that, so they got rid of him. And God bless him. All respect to him. He's been great for Boston. I'm happy that he's sort of carved out this career for himself. Don't get me wrong. But I do get annoyed when the KP fumble thing comes around. Because, no, they didn't fumble him. They didn't. They traded for him. They traded a lot to get him. He was supposed to be number 2 next to Luka. His ass couldn't stay on the floor. And the tiny brief glimpse we got in the bubble where it was like, oh my God, like this duo right here, the pick and pop, the pick and roll, KP spacing the floor, posting up mismatches. Then you got Luka posting up mismatches. Like, this is disgusting. He can block shots. Like, this is what we signed up for. Got hurt. And that's that. And that's that. Chili's, catch all the finals action at happy hour. I love when Chili's text me. I haven't ate there in a long time, trying to be healthier. But man, it makes me feel safe. It makes me feel safe. What did Boston give up to get KP? Are you guys prepared to be sickened by this trade? Like, okay, you guys want to say the Boston or Dallas fumbled to KP. I have a question about the Grizzlies, and this is a nice little segue because I do want to talk about John Morant. But the Grizzlies front office, is it time to have a real honest conversation about them? Let me hold off on that for a second. Here was the trade. As part of a 3-team trade, traded by the Washington Wizards to the Boston Celtics. In this trade, the Boston Celtics trade Marcus Smart to the Memphis Grizzlies. The Boston Celtics trade Danilo Gallinari, what the fuck ever, Mike Muscala, what the fuck ever, Julian Phillips, whatever, to the Washington Wizards. The Grizzlies, that's what the Celtics gave up, by the way. That's what the Celtics gave up to get Kristaps Porzingis. The Grizzlies in this trade traded Marcus Sasser, who was a first-round pick in that year's draft. Right? Was Marcus Sasser a first-round pick or a second-round pick? First-round pick in that year's draft. 2024 first-round pick was traded above Carrington. Nice pick. To the Boston Celtics. The Celtics rerouted that. In the Dame trade, or the Drew trade, right? And the Memphis Grizzlies traded Tyus Jones to the Washington Wizards. So the Grizzlies gave up 2 picks and Tyus Jones for Marcus Smart. The Wizards in this trade got next to nothing. Tyus Jones, and they ended up getting this pick in the Drew trade, I believe. Danilo Gallinari is the biggest name he gave up. But I mean, they gave up Marcus Smart. Because at the time, that was a pretty big deal, giving up Marcus Smart. But, I mean, they were a step ahead. They knew Marcus Smart. I mean, how many games has Marcus Smart played since this trade? Like 30? Played 20 games last year, 34 games this year. I mean, it's the fucking Celtics, man. The Celtics. Just masterclass after masterclass, unfortunately. Like, imagine trading Marcus Smart for Kristaps Porzingis, basically, and then turning around and getting Drew Holiday. I mean, my Lord. Who do the Celtics get rid of next season, Drew or KP? Is Drew not the obvious one? I guess maybe KP. I know why this ad popped up right here. And let me just say, it's a hint for the hat.